Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. This is your daily Baltimore sports podcast. My name is Nathan Stroud, and today we've got a lot to go over, including, obviously, the Orioles win over the Braves today. The Orioles won this game 9-6 in a back-and-forth extra inning battle, but the Orioles do come out on top, and they do get a huge win over the Braves, which also means that the Orioles have now officially won this series against Atlanta, and they'll be looking to go for the sweep in tomorrow's game. But focusing on today's game, the Orioles win this game 9-6. It was very back and forth all throughout the game. The game went into the 10th inning where the Orioles were able to score 3 runs in the 10th inning and get the win over the Braves. Huge win. Obviously, as I said yesterday, both teams have been struggling quite a bit this season, but the Orioles have gone out there, especially today. That offense today was fantastic for the Orioles. The pitching, Dean Kramer had a very shaky start. The Orioles would get a lead a lot in this game, and then the Braves would just kind of come back and tie the game or take a lead themselves. But if there was one word to describe this game today for the Orioles, it would be fight. This Orioles team fought tooth and nail all game long, a very gritty back-and-forth game. And this is something that the Orioles have been missing a lot this season, is seeing some of these wins where they really fight for it and really want it. Because you can tell that this Orioles team wants to win. You can tell that they know deep down that they have the talent to go out there and be in contention for the playoffs. Like, they have the on-paper talent as a team to make the playoffs with ease, but obviously, they've dug themselves into a hole. That's going to take a lot to get them out of. But obviously, every series win means so much for this Orioles team in terms of coming back into the season. And a series sweep tomorrow would mean even more. So let's just get into this game. So going over this Orioles and Braves game, again, the Orioles win this game 9-6 in extras over the Braves. The Orioles record now moves to 39-49 on the season. And I would say this right now, if the Orioles can come out there tomorrow and get the sweep over Atlanta, a 40-49 record wouldn't look too bad, and visually it would look a lot better than 39-50. So again, this Orioles team, it's gone through a lot this season. They haven't been at full power, like full power all season, because again, they have been missing Grayson. They have been missing Kyle Bradish all season long as they're recovering from their injuries. But offensively, they've been down a lot of people as well. They really haven't been healthy a lot this year. But this is probably the most healthy they've been in a minute. Obviously, Jordan came back the other day. He's been on fire since he's come back. And then Tyler O'Neill, in his second game back, does hit a home run today, as well as Jordan Westbrook. So both of those guys have come back recently. Obviously, Jordan Westbrook's kind of been like on and off the IL list this year. And not even necessarily on the IL list, just kind of like sitting out for a few games because of like some re-aggravations due to finger injuries. But Jordan Westbrook obviously is an important bat. We all know that. Tyler O'Neill, he's been on IL for pretty much the entire season. And he came back today. He had a 1-for-5 day with a solo home run in this game. So shout out to Tyler O'Neill for getting a home run in this game. It's good to see him back. Good to see him getting home runs as well. He does strike out quite a lot, as we know. But when he's on fire, he's on fire, especially when we're back at home in Baltimore with that left field wall being maneuvered this offseason in favor of him, in favor of Tyler O'Neill, who's obviously a very big right-handed hitter. But going over this Orioles offense today, the offense was great. Only 8 total hits in this game. Only 8 hits for the Orioles, but they do score 9 runs off of those 8 hits. They got walked 5 times in this game. Got 8 base hits. Walked 5 times. 3 home runs in this game for the Orioles. Jackson Holliday. Well, before we go over that, the runners in scoring position stat was 5 for 12, which is solid. You'll take that every day of the week. They did leave 6 on base, but it didn't really matter. The offense did its thing today. 9 runs scored is plenty. That's a great amount of runs to see for this team. But Jackson Holliday, he went 1 for 5 with an RBI in this game. Jordan Westbrook goes 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored, and that 1 hit being a 2-run homer in this game early on. I think it went like 461. I think every single home run hit in this game by the Orioles went 440 plus. So they were hitting the ball extremely hard in this game on those home run balls. Jordan Westbrook, his home run went the farthest. I think it was 461 dead center. So that was really cool to see. It was like second layer, where the water is, splashed in the water. Gunnar Henderson goes 0 for 5 in this game. He does not get a base hit. He was the only starter in this game to not get him and Gary Sanchez were the only players to not get base hits in this game. We'll go over Gary Sanchez in a second because there is some stuff to talk about there. But Gunnar Henderson goes 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Not a great game by him, but thankfully the rest of the team did pick it up today. Ramon Laureano in this game goes 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. That RBI came in the 10th inning to get the scoring started for the Orioles and really get the momentum picked up as well. Ryan O'Hearn in this game goes 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored, the one hit being a double. Gary Sanchez in this game goes 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and we'll go over Gary Sanchez right now. So Gary Sanchez did leave this game in the 5th inning, I believe, with knee soreness. So now, I mean, we know what this is. This is the Orioles catcher curse of 2025. Adley's gone down. Maverick Candley's gone down. Now Gary Sanchez is down. There was Chadwick Tromp gone down. And then we had to put in Jacob Stallings, who, as it stands right now, Jacob Stallings is the only, quote-unquote healthy catcher on this Orioles roster right now. Again, we're not going to see Adley till after All-Star break. Gary Sanchez has knee soreness. I don't know if that's going to affect him in the game tomorrow because we do have a day off on Monday, so hopefully that'll, help him. And hopefully Gary Sanchez does not have to go to the IL. They said it was knee soreness, and they said that they're optimistic that things are going to be good for him, so hopefully it's not too big of a deal. But he did have to leave today's game. And then Chadwick Tromp is, with a concussion, and then Maverick Candley is out with an injury as well. So this Jacob Stallings is literally the 5th catcher the Orioles have used this year. But Jacob Stallings in this game had arguably the biggest hit of the day for the Orioles. In the 10th inning, the Orioles were winning 7-6 in this game. Ramon Laureano had an RBI double. We were winning 10-6 with runners on first and second. And Jacob Stallings gets a bases clearing double in the 10th inning, and the Orioles go up 9-6, and that was the nail in the coffin for this game. So Jacob Stallings with an absolutely extremely clutch hit in this game gets a 2-run double. Shout out to Jacob. Really cool to see him go out there and get a base hit. Somebody you don't expect to have like an important hit in this game. He goes out there and has a very important hit in this game, so shout out to him. Colton Cowser in this game goes 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a home run. It was a 2-run homer by Colton Cowser. 1 for 5, 2-run homer. I think that homer went like 450. And then the next batter, Tyler O'Neill, he went 1 for 5 with a solo home run as well, and I think his went 440. So a 450, 440, 450, and 460 home runs for Jordan, Tyler, and Colton. Some absolute bombs were being hit today in Atlanta today. Very long home run balls, and that's not even in somewhere like Coors Field where the ball carries easy. This was in Atlanta, so some very hard hit balls this season by the Orioles, and I think 3 of the 4 longest home runs for the Orioles, over the past 2 seasons, 3 of them came in today's game. So that just goes to show you how hard they were hitting the ball on the nose today. So it's really cool to see there. And then Cedric Mullins in this game goes 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored and 2 walks as well. Cedric Mullins is starting to heat up a little bit. He's starting to get on base a lot, and that's why Cedric Mullins has been so valuable is his ability to be able to get on base for you, and the ability to obviously steal bases. But Cedric Mullins, he's been great. Recently, obviously, he had that 2-run homer yesterday. That was actually the deciding home run, so shout out to him. Shout out to this entire offense. They were excellent today. Again, 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position. That is a great stat. But the offense did their thing today and took care of business. And hopefully there's room for tomorrow so they can go out there and put up a lot of runs tomorrow as well. But going over the pitching in this game, Dean Kramer did get the start in this game. He did not have a good start at all. Not a good start at all for Mr. Dean Kramer. The Orioles in this game actually did use 7 pitchers, which is a problem. But so did the Braves. So the Braves used 7 pitchers, and so did the Orioles. Dean Kramer got the start in this game. He went 4.1 innings, gave up 8 hits, 1 walk, 5 earned runs, and had 3 strikeouts in the process. And 2 of those 8 hits were home runs. So 8 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, and 2 home runs for Dean Kramer. Not a great stat line at all. 5 runs in 4 innings isn't great at all. Also, the 8 hits isn't good either, and the 2 home runs as well. So Dean Kramer with not a really good start. Again, the Orioles starting pitching is very whack. You really don't even know who you can really trust because Zach Eflin has had some, a lot of bad starts in a row, and now he's on IL. Tomoyuki Sagano has had some really bad starts in a row. Dean Kramer, he's been doing good recently, but today he just doesn't have a good game. Charlie Morton yesterday has a good game. And then Trevor Rogers, who's actually going to be getting the start tomorrow, has been, over the last few weeks, probably the best pitcher on the Orioles in terms of reliability. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll make a verdict and an answer tomorrow whether Trevor Rogers really is that guy for the Orioles and really is the guy that I trust the most. We'll see what he does tomorrow in Game 3 of the series where we're going for the sweep. But as it stands right now, man, Dean Kramer obviously not a great game today, but the offense was able to pick up the slack from Dean Kramer. Obviously gives up 5 runs, but the offense was able to go out there and score 9, which you don't really see a lot this season, where the Orioles starting pitching is bad, and then most of the time the offense just kind of rolls over and dies. But today the Orioles were able to fight, and even with Dean Kramer not having a good game, the offense was able to pick up the slack and get the job done. Gregory Soto doesn't give up a run, and then Spencer Blewett gives up 1 earned run. That was the last earned run given up in this game by an Orioles pitcher. So he gives up a run, and then Andrew Kittredge, Brian Baker, Felix Bautista, and Yennier Cano all are perfect. None of them give up a run. All of them do great. 4 straight innings of 0 runs for the Orioles bullpen. They continue to be very reliable all season. Yennier Cano does get the save in this game because we used Felix in the 9th inning to extend it over to the 10th, which is obviously smart, so we got to do. But Felix does not get the save in this game, but even better, Felix Bautista gets his first win of the season. His first registered win of the season, 1-1 on the year. Obviously, as a reliever, you're not going to have a ton of wins and losses on your record, but it's all about the saves and stuff like that. But Felix Bautista does excellent. 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, no hits, no runs, no walks. He does great. He's continued to be one of the better closers in baseball this season. Even though he has struggled with the walks a little bit, he still is very reliable, as we know. That's the Mountain himself, man. That is the Mountain himself. And then Yennier Cano does get his first save of the season today. He's also perfect in the 10th inning in this game, so that's really good to see. And it's good to see the Orioles get a series win. And it's even better to see the Orioles get a series win before Game 3. Again, the Orioles won yesterday's game 3-2 in a very gritty, hard-fought game. Pitching duel game yesterday, and then today in a very high-scoring duel back and forth, the Orioles get another win and win this game 9-6. And all of a sudden, the Orioles have won this series 2-0, or they've already won the series no matter what happens tomorrow. But they're going to be going for the sweep tomorrow. That 3-0 sweep tomorrow would hit so hard. They really do need it. This Orioles team really needs to go out there and get the sweep right now. The Orioles and Braves actually have the same record right now as well, which is interesting. So someone's going to get 40 wins tomorrow, and someone's going to get 50 losses tomorrow. So that's going to be interesting to see. But the Orioles, if they go out there and get the sweep tomorrow, that's going to be very, very, very big for this Orioles team moving forward. They need this. They're going back on a 6-game homestand for the last 6 games of the first half of the season before All-Star break this upcoming week. This is actually the last week of baseball. This upcoming week is the last week of baseball before All-Star break, so hopefully they can end it out strong. They already get a series win against Atlanta. Now they still got to worry about the Mets and the Marlins to close out this first half of the year. But if you look ahead to tomorrow's game, it is going to be Grant Holmes for the Braves versus Trevor Rogers of the Orioles. And Grant Holmes is a starter for the Braves. He hasn't been necessarily great this season, but he's been okay. Trevor Rogers, in his 4 starts this year, has been excellent for the Orioles. A 2.05 ERA, 1-0 record, .86 whip, 22 innings pitched, only 13 hits, 18 strikeouts, 6 walks, and only 1 home run. So Trevor Rogers has been excellent this season. And hopefully he can continue tomorrow, and hopefully the Orioles can get a sweep tomorrow as well. But thank you guys so much for tuning into and listening to this episode of Birds of a Feather. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow up on Spotify, and make sure to like the video on YouTube as well. And if you want to keep up with more updates on Instagram and X, make sure to click the link in the bio of whatever platform you're listening on. Check out the X. I do daily tweets every single day about every single Orioles game and any sort of Ravens news as well. So you can keep up with that, see live stuff, live reactions to things. And then on Instagram, I'm also posting updates on when I post episodes as well. So make sure to give those a follow if you like this content. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have given me. Having a ton of fun doing the show, obviously. And tomorrow, hopefully the Orioles can get a sweep. So we have a lot of good things to talk about tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll have an episode up sometime tomorrow afternoon talking about Game 3 of this series. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You have a great sales day. Go O's, go Ravens, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.